Dhankar, as I said, she has joined the university a year before. She is an assistant professor at the School of Basic and Applied Sciences. She is contributing her teaching and research in the Department of Biological Sciences at GD Goenka University. She is an expert in the area of environmental biotechnology and marine biology with a background in biotechnology. Dr. Dhankar served as research associate Amity University and as research assistant in the Central University of South Bihar and Acharya Narendra Dev College, Delhi University. Dr. Dhankar holds a PhD from National Taiwan Ocean University. And as I spoke, this is our second session of career counseling series. So this session will take the student into an intriguing world of biological sciences and its various branches, such as microbiology, biochemistry, biotechnology, genetics, immunology, etc. Both the speakers will brief about each of the discipline, its scope, importance, and various career paths that a student can choose at a various level that could be beneficial for his or her academic profession and life. So I would like to invite, I think, Dr. Dhankar, Dr. Kamble. Dr. Kamble will give the first first part, and the second part will be given by Dr. Dhankar. And in the meantime, if any of student, audience, parents have any question, we have here chat box. In a chat box, you can drop your question. We have deputed some experts, some faculty members, senior faculty members. They will try to answer your questions. And after the talk of both the learned faculty, we will open the session for face-to-face question and answer. If you have any kind of any question related to the biological science, career prospect, future prospect, you are most welcome after the session. Thank you so much indeed. And I welcome Dr. Kamble and Dr. Dhankar. Over to you. Thank you so much.
Good evening. Thank you so much, sir. Good evening to all. So just an announcement to make. At the end of the session, you will be given a link for the feedback form, Google feedback form, and please fill that so that you will get certificates for the attending the same. So today's session is divided into two parts. The first part will be taken by myself, Dr. Shashank Kamble, and the second part will be taken by Dr. Dhankar. So the fascinating career in biological sciences. What is biological sciences? Biological sciences is the study of living organisms, the living entities, let it be microorganisms, human beings, other animals, insects, etc., etc. How do they live, their life cycle? How do they die? And how do they adapt to the environment in which they are living? It's a very big tree, and there are many branches of this tree, such as biochemistry, microbiology, biotechnology, genetics, immunology, physiology, environmental biology, and evolutionary biology. And why there are so many branches? Why? Because the combined knowledge of all of these branches helps the student to develop the overall knowledge and understanding of living organisms and their purpose and their processes for a number of different purposes. Why? To the treatment of disease and the sustaining of natural environment in which we live. The branches of biological sciences can be broadly classified into biochemistry, which is the study of chemical and physicochemical processes that occur within living organisms. Microbiology is the study of microscopic organisms, those such as unicellular, multicellular, as well as acellular. The biotechnology is the exploitation of biological processes such as creating a genetically modified food and genetically modified organisms for the production of antibiotics, hormones, etc., etc., which is basically for the betterment of the human beings, the human race. Genetics is the study of genes and the genetic variations. Yeah. Yes.
It would be better if you present in slideshow, and so the slide would be a little better.
Yes, just expand your slide. over the screen.
Okay. Yeah.
Thank you.
Can you see that?
Yeah, we can
okay?
see, but can you expand to the complete screen?
Yeah, that's 5. Slideshow.
We can pin it.
Sir, can you provide the presentation slideshow?
Yes. Can you see
Sir,
it now? Yeah. Now it's
slide.
fine, I guess.
Yeah, this is fine.
Yes.
Yes, now
Okay.
it's fine.
So I talked about genetics.
Yeah, please
genetics
go.
is the study of genes. How do the genes get expressed? Does all the genes get expressed at the same time? And how the genetic composition of two individuals make them more susceptible or more resistant to particular disease. And also, genetics is the study of how hereditary information is transferred from parents to their offsprings. And this is the reason why parents and the offspring, they resemble each other in appearance. Immunology is the branch of medicine and biology which is concerned with the...
There is no slide.
Hello?
Slide is not being presented here.
Dr. Renu Chaudhary, please take care of this.
Yes, sir.
I'm writing in the chat box.
Yeah, please write in chat box. Whoever is having difficulty in visualizing the slides, please refer to the chat box and do as up. Okay. Else, we have also given the contact numbers in the mails which were separated to you. Please go to the contact numbers and talk to them individually. Okay. Thank you. Immunology. Okay, so immunology is the branch of medicine and biology which is concerned with the immunity. What is immunity? Immunity is concerned with the immune response. Immune response of a host, the immune response is basically immune system. Every person has an immune system, and this immune system acts as a defense mechanism to the invading pathogens such as bacteria and viruses. And this immune system gets altered during the lifetime of an individual, maybe because of diseases, or maybe because of the weakness, or maybe because of the age. And this alteration in the immune system makes a person susceptible or resistant to a particular infectious disease. Yeah. So another branch is cell biology. Cell biology is nothing but the study of the cell structure and function. That every human being is multicellular. It consists of a lot of tissues and a lot of cells. And cell biology is nothing but the study of how each of these cell functions and how each of this cell replicates, how each of this cell looks like. Okay. So basically, this branch of biology has a fundamental belief that cell is the fundamental unit of life. Molecular biology is a branch of biology which deals with the structure and the function of proteins and nucleic acid, which are the very essential macromolecules of any human being or any living organism. Marine biology is the scientific study of organisms which are present in ocean and other marine bodies of water. Evolutionary biology is the process by which different kinds of organisms, they are developed and they are diversified from the earlier forms during the history of the earth. And this has been shown by a scientist whose contribution to the field of biology is beyond imagination, as he's nothing but the Charles Darwin. Charles Darwin showed that all of us have evolved from a common ancestor through the process of natural selection, and this is called as Darwinism. Biophysics is another branch of science which applies the laws of physics to the biological phenomenon to better understand them. And the last not but the least, zoology and botany. Zoology is the study of the behavior, structure, physiology, classification, and distribution of animals, whereas the botany is a study of plants, including their physiology, structure, genetics, and ecology. I request all the participants to please mute their microphones if not required. Now, apart from out of all these branches, I'll be focusing on the first two branches, that is biochemistry and microbiology, where the second speaker will focus primarily on biotechnology. So, what is microbiology? Microbiology is the study of microorganisms, the organisms which are not visible to naked eye, and that is why they are called as microscopic organisms. And what are these organisms? They are bacteria, viruses, archaea, fungi, protozoans. And this study is not only about microorganisms. It is about the integration of various branches such as biochemistry, physiology, cell biology, ecology, evolution, and the clinical aspects of the microorganisms. And that is the best way to study the microorganisms with a whole soul approach. So this is the world of microorganisms. These are various microorganisms which are known to human beings. Bacteria are the most common ones. You must have heard about bacteria a lot. The most common are the Vibrio cholerae, Staphylococcus aureus, Vibrio cholera, and is the demonstration of how bacteria look like under the microscope. And the second picture at the bottom is actually the bacteria which is stained using different stains. So the second is the viruses. Viruses, how they are different from bacteria. All of you must be knowing about coronavirus, that is the one. So how these viruses are different from bacteria? So let me tell you one thing. Virus.
Shashank sir, hello,
Yes,
Shashank
can you hear
sir,
me?
your voice is not clear.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Can you hear me? Yeah. Can you hear now? Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Maybe you
No,
can
sir.
switch off your camera. Maybe you can switch off your camera.
Yeah.
Okay. Now
Sir, audio is
is it
cracking,
clear?
sir.
No? Okay.
Audio
Let me
is
try
still
once
lagging,
again.
sir. Please switch off your video camera.
Yeah. Is it audible now? Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah,
it's
sir, now
better.
it is audible. Good.
It's better now?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir. Please carry on.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sir,
But
completely.
slides are not visible,
Yeah.
sir. But slides are not visible, sir.
Please, Renu ma'am, please solve the issue.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You can
All
give
of you,
contact. You
please.
can give contact number. You can give
Yeah.
contact number in the chat box, and they can call
Yes.
personally.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So let me tell you how viruses are different from bacteria. So everyone must hear every day news about coronavirus pandemic. How it's killing so many people per day across the globe. So viruses are 10 times smaller than the bacteria, and imagine how small they are. They are nothing but the self-assembled nanoparticle, and that is why it's very difficult to treat viruses. And this viruses, they have
Audio
a
is
basic
still
structure
cracking,
of
sir.
a
Audio is still cracking, sir. Audio is again cracking, sir. Please turn off, sir. Please your net connection, sir. Audio is still lagging, sir. We can't hear anything.
Okay, sure. Can you hear now?
Sir, talk.
Can you hear now?
Yes, sir.
It is clear now, sir. It is clear now. Now audible, sir.
Yeah. Okay. Fine.
Sir, it is audible.
Please, sir,
It's
present the
fine.
slides, sir. Please
So-
present the slides in clear audio, sir. Please present the slides also, sir.
All of you, please mute your mic
who
first.
cannot see the slides, please mute your mic first. And I think a faculty has shared her contact number. Please call on that number if the slides are not visible to you. Please. Okay. Thank you.
Can you start the slideshow? Shashank sir, slideshow.
Present, sir, please present your slides, sir. We are not able to see the slides, sir.
Slides are there.
Someone
Please.
has presented.
Yeah, slides are there. Please contact me. I have dropped my contact number also. Please. Do not disturb.
Can you see the slides now? Slides are visible now.
Sir, it's coming. It's taking some time.
Slides are visible,
Okay,
sir.
thank you. Please mute your microphone. Please mute your microphones, all of you.
And turn your videos also on. Everybody, please turn off your videos.
So viruses, I was talking about viruses. Viruses, how they're different from the bacteria, and viruses, they are 10 times smaller than the bacteria, and that is why they're very difficult to get rid of once they infect your body. And one of the very important property of viruses is that they have a very high rate of mutation. So these viruses can acquire new phase almost every day. And that is why once you give antibiotic or medicines against one type of virus, soon it changes to another type of virus, which is now not responding to the antibiotic which you are given. Okay, so another type of microorganism is fungi. This panel. You must have seen such kind of organism growing on your bread in the kitchen, all of you. Right. So this is the fungi. How the fungi is also called as mold, and at the bottom downside, what you see is algae. What is algae? Algae is a microscopic organism.
Sir, your audio, sir, is still lagging, sir. Please. Sir, your audio is still lagging. I can't hear anything, sir.
Okay. Okay, so algae is another microscopic organism which is a photosynthetic one, and it makes its own food using the sunlight. Now let's come to what is the microbiome. A microbiome is nothing but microorganisms which are present on and within your body. So look at this slide. There are 10 to 100 trillions of bacteria which colonize your body every time, and this is around 10 times than the actual number of the cells in your body. And now you can understand that your body is nothing but the microorganisms. Your body is not yours. 90% of it is made up of microorganisms. This is the general landscape of the major discoveries of microbiology. However, the three major scientists who actually contributed a lot to the field of microbiology is the one Anton van Leeuwenhoek is the first scientist. He's the first scientist to see the microorganisms under the homemade microscope that he made using his homemade material. He drew the diagrams of bacteria on a piece of paper, and he said small organism there, and he is the one who opened microbiology or world of microorganisms, which was not known to human beings before 1675. So before that, people used to believe diseases which are caused by God. If you go for a bad deed, you will get a disease by God. He is the first person who showed that.
Shashank sir?
Yes.
Shashank sir, sorry to disturb you, but your voice is not clear. I think your mic is not near to you.
I think, ma'am, sir, internet connection seems to be.
Internet connection.
So please.
Yes, sir, your voice is not
Yes, sir, be in a good internet connection, sir. Lot of students are there, sir, so that's why your internet connection is slow, and that's why your voice is not clear, sir. I think that's the problem.
All of you, please shut down cameras. Okay.
Please turn off your cameras and mute your mic, please.
Right. Yeah.
तो शशांक सर प्लीज स्लाइड्स भी अपनी उसमें
Yes.
फुल व्यू में बहुत क्योंकि विजिबल कम हो रहा थोड़ा.
Okay. So is the voice audible now?
It's audible but it's cracking.
No, sir, it is not audible, sir.
Yeah.
It is clearly not audible. The voice is cracking for many times.
Shashank sir, yeah, I think I can start presenting. Till then, you can fix your microphone.
No, wait, project.
Okay.
Okay, so let's continue.
Yeah, sir, your voice
Okay,
is
so
breaking. Yeah,
still
so
breaking.
I will suggest, can I start presenting? Till then, you can fix your internet connectivity issues or microphone.
Okay, staying in between. Not clear at all.
Yes, sir, it is
Sir,
not
Sir,
clear.
it is hearing, sir. The
Your
voice
voice
is
is
coming,
breaking.
but it is cracking, sir. It is cracking many times, sir. We can't hear properly your voice.
Okay, random. I think Dean sir.
Hello. Yeah, for
Yeah,
me, I can hear, but I think. So, okay, then let Dr. Dhankar speak for a while, and
Yeah,
then you
then
can
maybe,
join.
yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
yes. Yeah.
Yeah, Dr. Dhankar, please go.
Okay.
So, sir, please, can you stop presenting so that I can start presenting my presentation? Thank you.
Ma'am, please turn on the videos. I request you, ma'am, please turn on the video.
Student, please wait. Let me check. Yeah. From my side, my video is on.
Yeah, ma'am, your video is on.
ma'am.
Maybe
Your
student
video
net
is
is
still
not
on.
working.
Please turn it
That's
off,
why.
ma'am. Please turn it off. Your video is still
So
on.
it's all.
Sir, can somebody tell me that what student is requesting? He is saying turn off or turn on?
Turn,
Turn off the
Yes.
video, ma'am. Not to turn on the
Okay,
video.
okay.
Please only
Fine,
present
fine.
the
Got it.
presentation, but turn off the video. Turn off the video.
Okay, fine. So now I have turned off my video.
Yes, ma'am.
So, okay. Yeah. So very good evening to respected Dean Sir, Head of Biological Sciences Department, Head of other departments as well, my colleagues, and most important, our participants. In the first session of this series, Dean of School of Basic and Applied Sciences, Professor R.K. Thakur has covered almost all aspects of sciences, in which he has discussed about the eminent personalities and how they transform the worlds. And some basic aspects of biological sciences has been covered by Dr. Kamble, and we are really sorry that due to internet connectivity, he was not able to continue with what is the scope of microbiology and biochemistry. In the meanwhile, when he will fix the issues, we will start with him also. So now I'm going to start with biotechnology. What is biotechnology? Types of biotechnology. What is career scope of biotechnology in India and abroad? And in GT Goenka University, what we can offer so that a student can opt this course in our institution. So what is biotechnology? So basically, this is a misconception with the definition of biotechnology. Generally, it is think that when we use technology with living beings, that is biotechnology. But that is not an appropriate definition of biotechnology. So what is the appropriate definition of biotechnology? The appropriate definition of biotechnology is that this, when biotechnology techniques is used to produce or modify plants and animals and its substance, or by utilizing microorganisms when they produce more beneficial products for the humankinds, that is biotechnology. So these are few stages of biotechnology. With the name of biotechnology, it seems that this is a modern program, but actually this is not true. The history or stages of biotechnology was started more than 10,000 years ago, and this was started approx like 500 BC with the formation of curd. The another stage of biotechnology is classical biotechnology, in which the fermenter is used for the formation of alcoholic drinks with the help of yeast. The most recent stage of biotechnology is modern biotechnology, which can be further divided into genetic engineering and chemical engineering. In genetic engineering, we like modified the genetic material, or we modified the existing living systems by changing their genetic materials so that new recombinations of the gene can be produced. In chemical engineering, actually the products which is produced with the help of genetic engineering is maintained in a sterilized conditions. Today, with the help of chemical engineering, pharmaceutical industries are to its peak point. And the biotechnology terms was coined by a Hungarian engineer, Karl Ereky. So this is the timeline of biotechnology. So pre-20th century, revolution what takes place in the field of biotechnology with the discovery of DNA, which is deoxyribonucleic acid, which was discovered, the molecular structure of that was discovered by Watson and Crick. Thereafter, it was found that human DNA has 99% similarities with chimpanzees and gorillas. After that, genetically engineered bacteria were discovered, from which that human growth proteins was separated. So these are few inventions which takes place with the time. That like first genetically engineered plant was discovered, and first mice to be was successfully cloned. And after that, another bloom was takes place with the discovery of insulin hormone. The first biotechnology institute was established by Bio, and gene therapy treatment was first approved globally. After that, FDA declared that genetically engineered foods are not dangerous for the health. And after that, before pre-20th century, scientists discovered that clone of lambs from early sheep was discovered. So post 20th century, a rough draft of human genome was completed. After that, the pig was cloned for the beneficial purpose of humans. Actually, they were like cloned so that human get their organs for transplantations. After that, sequence of human genome was published in reputed journals. And thereafter, scientists completed the sequence of many pathogens for the improvement of crops. Dolly was cloned in 1997, but actually they are euthanized. Stamp was done post 20th century. So based on applications of biotechnology, biotechnology was divided in 4 types. Green biotechnology, which is related to agriculture. Thereafter, red biotechnology, which is related to medical. Then blue biotechnology, in which fresh water and marine water microorganism is used for for making value-added products and for degradation of environmental pollutions. And the last, white biotechnology, which is basically related to enzymes. So let's see one by one definition of each types of biotechnology. First, green biotechnology. So green biotechnology is basically for the improvement of plants, animal and microorganisms by modifying their genetic materials. Agriculture productivity was increased and better breeders were produced so that the food demands of the population can be met. Red biotechnology is related to discovery of new drugs so that uncurable disease can be cured effectively. Thereafter, blue biotechnology, as I have discussed in my previous slide also, it is related to aquatic organisms, so and in which these organism is utilized for the production of beneficial products, clean energy for human purposes. White biotechnology, lots of useful chemicals are produced with the help of this technology, and this biotechnology has great role in the development of industries. So there are lots of application of biotechnology, such as in health sector, crop improvements, agriculture productivity, and utilization of aquatic organisms for the production of like many vaccines and enzymes and food items. These are few areas of biotechnology: genetic engineering, protein engineering, stem cell biology, oncology, synthetic biology, marine biotechnology, environmental biotechnology. So let's discuss one by one few topics related to this area. So we cannot think about biotechnology without discussing DNA, because DNA is the backbone of all courses of biotechnology, and this is double helical structure in which 4 nitrogenous bases complement with each other, and this is a genetic material which is inherited from parents to offspring, and replication plays very important role in this. And what is replication? When original DNA is replicate in 2 copies, this is known as DNA replication. So when gene transferred, what is transferring from parents to offspring? What is gene? Actually, gene is when we are saying that a small segment of DNA is being transferred from parents to offsprings. So what is transferring? That is gene. Gene is transferring in the form of that DNA segment. So what is gene? Gene is a unit of heredity which control information about the characteristics of any organism. So how genes are transferred? In gene, there is a recipient organism and there is a one donor organism. So desirable segment of DNA in which gene will transfer from donor to recipient will be transferred. So another field is genetic engineering. So genetic engineering, actually the revolution in biotechnology takes place in true sense with the discovery of insulin. And what insulin do in our body? Actually, insulin is a hormone which is secreted by beta cell of islets of Langerhans in our body. When there is a high concentration of glucose in blood, insulin is secreted by beta cells and glucose concentration is normalized in our blood. But students, what will happen if our beta cells will not secrete the insulin? So in that scenario, the person will become the diabetic patient. So during that scenario, doctor prescribed to take insulin injection. And what is insulin injection? Insulin injection is actually for normalizing the glucose concentration in the blood. So here in the slide, you can see that from our beta cells, the gene of insulin is being transferred in a bacterial cells, and this desirable segment of DNA is being inserted in extra chromosomal genetic material of the bacteria, and after the process of transcription and translation, the product is formed, and here product is insulin. So now you can see the magic of biotechnology. Another example is vaccines, and basically vaccines is produced by killing or weakened the pathogens for immunizing the person. But think what will happen if this weakened or killed strain will not kill properly. So if there is a single strain, if that is live, that will cause disease in the person. So how this risk factor can be reduced? Yes, this risk factor can be reduced with the help of genetic engineering. So in this, what scientists did, they transferred gene, or you can say a segment of DNA in a bacteria who infect the plant cells. So when this plant will grow and you will eat potato from this plant, this is one of the example. Actually, you can take example banana, rice, and many crops. So here I'm presenting the example of potato. So when person will eat that potato, what that person will eat? That person will eat that protein. And like this, antibody will produced against that protein, and person will immunized. Another emerging field of biotechnology is synthetic biology. Synthetic biology is a very emerging research field, and actually this is the mixture of many disciplines. And in synthetic biology, we predict a model by taking so many living beings, or we can redesign a robust system by existing living systems. Gene therapy. In gene therapy, actually a mutated gene is replaced by the healthy gene, so that the disease can be cured. Another very potent course of biotechnology is animal biotechnology. In the slide, you can see there is a sheep, and nucleus is separated from that sheep, and there is another sheep, and egg is taken from that adult sheep. After the fusion of these two cells, these few cells were allowed to divide, and they were allowed to convert into embryo. And after this embryo is inserted in the uterus of another sheep, and that sheep is known as foster mother. And after that, a desirable breed of the sheep baby is produced. This is another recently emerging field of biotechnology, that is environmental biotechnology, in which the microbes are used for the production of clean energy, eco-friendly products. In this course, microorganisms can be utilized to purify the waste water, and after that, that waste water can be utilized for the agricultural and domestic purpose. So how biotechnology was started in India? The credit goes to a very big company. The name of that company is Biocon, and Kiran Majumdar is the founder of Biocon. So the question is, if somebody opt this course, biotechnology, where students can get job? If students want to go for industrial jobs, they can go, they can choose many companies. Here I am presenting the name of few big companies. Actually, there are many more, and I am talking about in India. Only the person should be hardworking. This field need hard work, and students should be very clear about their targets, and students should be research oriented. So these are few job positions which a student can get after undergraduation. Like, a student can be appointed as quality assistant, manager, market manager, executive, instructors. But if a student want to get higher salary, and of course higher salary demand higher education, then definitely a student should choose master programs and thereafter PhD degree. So after master program, a student can give many national level exams like CSIR, ICMR, DBT, DST. So they can get good fellowship after qualifying those exams, and after PhD, student get job in research area. Like, they can they can choose postdoctorate fellowship, or they can be appointed as a research associate, or they can be may come in academic field, and they can teach the student. So GD Goenka is one of the reputed institutions in India who is doing lots of efforts for transforming the face of higher education in India. So why somebody should opt programs in GD Goenka University? Because GD Goenka University offers lots of programs from diplomas to doctorate degrees, and we provide world-class education equipped with highly instrumentation lab facilities. The students are placed for 1 semester, or if any student is interested to do their research projects in abroad, the universities has many collaborative institutions in abroad, have many collaborative universities. So a student can do their research work there. They can go for 1 semester there if they want. Even in India also, recently also students doing many research work in many reputed Indian institutions like CSIR, DRDO. So School of Basic and Applied Sciences. So the School of Basic Applied Sciences, Professor R.K. Thakur, who is the Dean of School of Basic and Applied Science, and he is the founder of this school. And he strongly believes that institutions belongs to students. He always emphasizes that students are the backbone of any society or the country. So teaching in a classroom is not only enough. So he always motivates students to participate in many activities such as faculty development program, student development program, national conference, international conference, etc. And time to time he guides faculties and he organizes educational trip also. So Dr. Priyanka Tyagi, she is head of Department of Biological Sciences, and she has earned her master degree and doctorate degree from reputed national institutions. So she always ready to solve the queries of the students. She always want to work according to the feedback of the students, and she always motivate to the students to participate in different activities. So vision, actually most of the things of visions I already have discussed, that we are collaborating many Indian and international institutions for the benefit of the students, so that student can get a friendly, flexible environment for gaining more experience, so that student can get exposure with the eminent personality which related to international and national. So they can get benefit from their experience. So this is, in this slide, you can see that what kind of lab facilities we can provide to the students in our school. So these are, in this slide, you can see the pictures of few faculties. Actually, in SOBAS, we have 25 to 30 faculties, but because within the stipulated time, this is not possible to discuss about each faculties here. So here is the some faculties which belongs to different departments. So these are the programs which we offer in SOBAS. At bachelor level, we offer different programs in chemistry, physics, math, forensic science, and biological sciences. And postgraduate level also we offer chemistries and master programs in microbiology, biochemistry, biotechnology. Same, we also offer PhD programs. So what we offer in biological sciences, these are the programs which we offer here. We offer pass course also. But definitely, as I had discussed earlier, also higher education, higher salary also demand higher education. So we also offer master and PhD program also. So these are slides of few experiential learnings which we offer in our school. So last year, SOBAS is organized Distinguished Talks of NASA Scientists. So this is Dr. Ramakrishnan interacting with faculties and students and sharing his experience. So another distinguished talk by Professor P.B. Sharma. Actually, he is the founder of many universities in India, and recently he is working as Vice Chancellor in Amity University. Another distinguished talks by D.K. Aswal, and he is the Director of National Physics Laboratory in CSIR. So this is the expert talk which was organized by biological departments by Dean of Central University of South Bihar. Another event which was organized by biological sciences for the benefit of students, so that a student can write a small proposal and they can get that project and can work on that project independently. So this is student development program in which students celebrating the birthday of Charles Darwin. Another visit that was taken, Indian Institute of Technology in Delhi last year. This is the educational trip of a student which was taken in Delhi University. And in this trip, students learn lots of techniques about molecular biology. Another event, Anveshna, in which the students of different departments takes part. So this is online conference 2020 in which many students participated and they won many prizes. Another, SOBAS organized international conference and in which faculties and students won many prizes. Another event, World Environment Summit. So this is the most important aspect of our institution, outreach programs, in which we organize time to time School Connect program. Sometimes faculty go to the schools. Here you can see in this slide, one of the faculties of SOBAS went to Siliguri, and another, some other faculties went to Noida to interact with the students. These are some more captures from different schools in which faculties is interacting with the school students. This is also related to the same. Then here we have invited students to visit our laboratory so that they can do a small experiment and got benefited with the experience of faculties. This is another School Connect program in which Dronacharya school is visited in our institutions. So another is DST Inspire Camp, which is organized for the benefit of students. So training and placement, the students of SOBAS and especially biological sciences, they placed in different institutions national and international institutions. So these are few name of the organization where they has got placement. So this is the testimonial of the student. Thank you so much. If you are really interested in biological sciences subjects and you want to be engineer as well as scientist together, you are most welcome.
Excuse me. Yeah, thank you, Dr. Dhankar, for wonderful talk.
Hello.
Thank you, sir.
And now I think I may invite Dr. Kamble to complete your talk, maybe in 10 minutes, and then we will start the question answer session. And
Sure, sir. Sure. Sure.
yeah,
So,
it's Dr. Kamble.
yes. Yeah, so to save the internet, I will switch off my video mode so that I'm audible to everyone. And I think I'm audible to
And
everyone now.
please expand your
Yes.
PPT to the full screen.
Yeah. Yeah. Can you see everyone, the slides?
Yes, sir, it is visible
Yeah.
now.
Please go
Yeah.
on.
So
Yes,
I
sir.
was talking
Yes, sir,
about,
visible now.
yeah. Thank you. So I was talking about biological sciences. Biological sciences is a big tree which has many branches such as biochemistry, microbiology, biotechnology, genetics, immunology, physiology, environmental biology, and evolutionary biology. And why there are so many branches? Why? Because the combined knowledge of all of these streams helps the student to develop the overall knowledge and the understanding of the living organisms for a number of different purposes, such as treating a disease and sustaining the natural environment. The branches of biological sciences I have already discussed in my previous session. So microbiology. Microbiology is the study of microscopic organisms which cannot be seen with the naked eye, such as bacteria, viruses, archaea, fungi, and protozoa. And it is not only the microbiology. Microbiology also involves biochemistry, physiology, cell biology, ecology, evolution, and clinical aspect. But all of these branches are focused from the aspect of microorganisms. The world of microorganisms consists of bacteria, viruses, algae, fungi, protozoans, etc. Amongst the viruses, currently all of you must be knowing about coronavirus. Viruses are 10 times smaller than the bacteria, and that's why they are very difficult to get rid of once you get infected with the viruses. And another common property of viruses is to get mutated. They change themselves into a new virus altogether, and therefore the drugs that we use to treat the viruses, they are not effective after a certain period of time. Microbiome of the human body, as I told you before also, your body consists 90% of the microorganisms, and the number of microorganisms in your body is 10 times the number of cells of your body. Around 10 to 100 trillions of bacteria are present in the body of a human being. The brief history of microbiology, out of this is the landscape of microbiology history, and out of this there are 3 scientists whose contribution to the field of microbiology is beyond imagination. As I discussed, Antony van Leeuwenhoek is the first one to see the bacteria under a homemade microscope, and he actually drew the figure of the bacteria, how they appear under the microscope, and he described them as the little animals that moved from here to there. And he actually opened up the world of microorganisms, which was not known to the people before 1675. They used to believe that some people get diseases because they are bad, and some people don't get diseases because they're good. And it is the Antony van Leeuwenhoek which actually showed that no, the bacteria are also present along with the human beings. Edward Jenner goes the contribution or the significant the contribution of Edward Jenner to the field of immunology is vast. Jenner is the first one to create the vaccine against smallpox. It is the first vaccine to get created in the field of immunology. And this person, Louis Pasteur actually showed that these are the microorganisms which cause the disease. This is called a germ theory of a disease, which states that the microorganisms, also called as pathogens or germs, they cause the disease by entering into the humans, other animals, as well as living organisms, and then they establish themselves, they replicate themselves into the host, and this causes disease. Pasteur also discovered the principles of vaccination, immunization, and pasteurization. And he also developed vaccines against anthrax and rabies. The branches of microbiology. The microbiology can be divided into so many branches based on taxonomy. The bacteriology is the study of bacteria, virology is the study of viruses, immunology is the study of immune system. As I told you before also, immune system is a kind of defense mechanism of your body which protects your body from the invading microorganisms such as bacteria and viruses. Mycology is the study of fungi such as yeast and mold. Nematology is the study of roundworms. Parasitology is the study of parasites, such as some of the bacteria are parasites. Phycology is the study of algae, whereas protozoology is the study of protozoans, such as amoebae. Branches of microbiology by the type of research that we conduct. So any type of research that you conduct belongs to either to two types, a fundamental research and an applied research. Fundamental research is a type of research which is conducted to better understand a scientific phenomenon, whereas the applied research is based on application part of the basic problem. So according to that, the fundamental microbiology includes astromicrobiology, that is the study of microorganisms in the space. Evolutionary microbiology is the study of how microorganisms evolve over the period of time, and how this is also the study of how new strains of the bacteria and viruses are created. Cellular microbiology is the study of the structure and the function of microbial cells, whereas microbial ecology is the study of microorganisms, their relationship with one another and with the environment in which they live. The genetics, microbial genetics, is the study of how the genes are transferred from microorganisms, from the parent microbial cells to their daughter cells, such as in bacteria, archaea, viruses, etc., etc. Microbial physiology is the study of how microbial cell functions, grow, or reproduce and metabolize inside the living organisms such as human being. Systemic microbiology is the study of actually modeling using a computer or using mathematics. You actually model how a bacteria replicates, at what date they replicate, and at what rate they get killed in response to an antibiotic. The branches of microbiology, as per the in the applied zone or in the applied area, are agricultural microbiology, which is the study of microbes that interact with plants and soils. Hello? Yeah. So food microbiology is the study of microorganisms that cause food spoilage and the foodborne diseases. Industrial microbiology is the study of how these microorganisms can be used for the production of the food as well as fermentation of beer in the industrial settings. Medical microbiology is the study of microorganisms which are responsible to cause disease in human beings. Medical biotechnology is using these microorganisms for industrial or consumer products. Whereas the last one is the pharmaceutical microbiology, which is the study of microorganisms which are used in pharmaceutical products such as vaccines and antibiotics. Career options in microbiology. So can you imagine after BSc degree also you can have a career in microbiology. Normally the students, they get confused that whether they'll get a good job or no. But I can tell you, even after a BSc degree also, you will get a good job, good as per your standard. So as Dr. Ronak also said in her presentation, that the higher positions, they require higher degrees. And that is why one should go for a higher degrees. So after BSc, you can work as a research technician in an academic setting or in industry laboratory, and you can provide technical support. In so many industries such as food industry, pharmaceutical industry, biotech industry, you can act as a quality assurance technician after a BSc degree. These two options are open for you. However, if you complete your MSc, you can work as a lab manager or as a biosafety officer. See, now the positions are going up, and you can also work as a lecturer in some of the colleges or universities. Why I said some? Because most of the colleges and university, they require PhD degree to work as a lecturer or an assistant professor. Okay, so after a PhD degree, there are a lot of avenues which are open to you in the form of career. So after PhD, you can work as assistant professor, and you can also do your own research. You can work on your own ideas at a university or at a college. You can also work. You can also get a chance to work as a scientist in a government or in a private organization or in laboratories. You can also work as a consultant, advisor, or as administrator, or you can open your own lab. Biochemistry. Another one important another one important branch of biology is biochemistry, and biochemistry is the chemistry behind existence of life on Earth. The study of biochemistry is essential to understand the following concepts. Basically, whatever you eat, how that food is converted into the molecules which makes your building blocks of the cells, such as DNA, protein, etc., etc. This is studied using biochemistry. Also, you must be aware of enzymes. Enzymes are nothing but the biological catalyst, which increase the rate of reaction. Also, the food that you eat, how that food is utilized to generate the energy first, and how that energy is utilized for the processes in your body which requires energy. Okay. The properties and structure of substances that constitutes the framework of tissues and cells, and finally to solve the fundamental problems in medicine and biology. These are the essential reasons why you should study biochemistry. The branches of biochemistry are plant biochemistry, which is concerned with studying the plants, the processes they carry out, that is photosynthesis, respiration, etc., etc. Animal biochemistry is the study of different chemical reactions which occur in the body of an animal. Enzymology is the study of enzymes and how they function at the molecular level to carry out a particular reaction. Cell biology is the study of cells and structure. I have discussed this already. Molecular biology is the study of small molecules, macromolecules basically, of your body, which are the functional macromolecules, such as the proteins and nucleic acid. Molecular genetics is basically how genes are transferred and how the genes are expressed, and how this expression of genes, it manifests into the variations among the organisms and even the microorganisms. The structural biology deals with this molecular structure of proteins and nucleic acid and other macromolecules, and how the alterations in the structure affect their function. So it's the structure and functional relationship. And finally, the applied biochemistry, which is the branch of biochemistry, where the core knowledge and the methods which are linked to biochemistry are applied to real-world problems, such as to investigate the cause of a disease in medicine, to study the effect of nutritional deficiencies, to find ways to pest control, and to improve the productivity and storage in agriculture. Finally, when we talked about microbiology, biotechnology, and biochemistry, and so many other branches, but all of them goes under the one umbrella, that is the biological sciences. And so, what can you do with a degree in biological sciences? So these are the general career prospects which are applicable to individual branches of biological sciences as well. The field of biological sciences is vast and is extensive, and therefore the career options with a degree in biological sciences is as equally wide-ranging as well. One of the area is research scientist. You can work as a research scientist in a government or a public sector. You can also work as an academician, such as a lecturer in a university or in a college. You can work in a healthcare system. You can work in industries such as biotech industries, pharma industries, etc., etc. You can also work as a nature conservation officer and in government agency roles and in science publishing communication. So let's discuss each and every one. So in environmental conservation, the role of an environmental biologist is basically to help to solve the environmental problems and to help to protect the natural resources, as well as to conserve the animal and the plant wildlife and sustain them from future generations. Environmental biology consists of following branches: marine biology, aquatic biology, zoology, conservation biology, ecology, etc., etc. The role of environmental biologists is to carry out recovery programs for endangered species and awareness programs for general public. Now, who hires this kind of people? The hiring industries can be NGOs, can be charitable trusts, can be government sectors, as well as can be public sectors. Education. So as someone told, that teaching requires passion and dedication, and it's really enjoyable working with young people and encouraging them to learn about the world, be that in classroom, a lecture hall, a laboratory, or a museum. However, the positions that you are offered in education system depends on your highest qualification, whether you are a BSc pass out, you are MS pass out, or you are a PhD pass out. Do you have any teaching experience, research experience, etc., etc.? And what additional set of skills that you can offer to the industry which is hiring you? The higher one goes in the education system, the more qualifications are needed. For example, a primary or secondary school teacher generally requires an undergraduate degree and B.Ed or D.Ed. That is the teacher training qualification. However, in case of university, you always require a PhD and even a postdoctoral research experience of few years. However, the best part of working in education industry is that you can, along with teaching, you can produce your own research, you can work on your own ideas, you can get that research published. Okay. In healthcare system, a biologist which is working in a healthcare system has a responsibility to help treat and cure illnesses such as AIDS, cancer, tuberculosis, heart disease, etc., etc.
Shashank sir,
Yeah.
sorry to interrupt, but
Yeah.
we are actually running out of time.
I'll
and we
finish in
also
5
have
minutes.
to,
I'll finish in 5
have
minutes.
a question answer.
I'll finish in 5 minutes. I'll finish in 5 minutes.
Sure,
Okay. Yeah.
sure.
Yeah. So the healthcare biologist with qualifications and experience can work as scientists, researchers, laboratory technicians, veterinarians, nurse, and as other healthcare professionals. And the eligibility may differ from graduation to doctorates as you go up in the system. In research, research is the most interesting thing. If you enjoy doing research, it's the most interesting thing to do. And as a research biologist, the aim is to enhance and enrich the knowledge of the world by studying living organisms and work towards the betterment of the existing world to maintain harmony amongst all living forms and Mother Nature. This career basically provides the broadest scope of all the careers with a biological degree, as research can be conducted across all the specializations which we discussed in the second slide. And the scientific research is not only crucial for the society, but it's also a highly stimulating career for biological graduates. Most common research is conducted within medical and life sciences, such as health and disease, neurology, genomics, microbiology, pharmacology, etc., etc. In government policies, so as all of you know, government also has certain advisors which advise them to make a certain policy regarding scientific domains. And the Professor Vijay Raghavan at the bottom you can see is currently the principal scientific advisor to the government of India, to the PM office. This work basically involves working closely with the government officials and policymakers, and you need to advise them on creating new legislation or new laws for growing topics such as biomedical research and environmental regulations. Your role will be basically to act as a scientific advisor and to ensure that the changes in the legal system are based on the solid scientific evidence. You may work at a regional or a national level as a political advisor for scientific organizations and for NGOs. In business and industries, the pharmaceutical industry is a multi-billion-dollar industry, and it is in constant need of biologists to work in research and development, to test the new products and to prepare them for the marketing. Other commercial industries such as companies, marketing, sales, etc. are also there. Career in science, publication, and communication. I'll just take two more minutes to finish. So this is a very new concept, which is now getting into getting into mainstream. And what is this all about? Is basically is that you don't need to have a PhD degree for doing that. So if you are reading a newspaper, at the right hand side you will see the Hindu newspaper, and every newspaper nowadays have a science editorial, where basically journalists, what they do is that they talk to the scientists about their discoveries, and they put it in the form of in the simplest form, so that the common people can understand them in a better way. Okay, so this is the basic the role of science communication and science publishing. Is basically a journalist talk to the scientists about their discoveries, and then they put it in the form that can be understood by the common public. Career in economics, this is very new field again. There are, see, the extinction of species, the population growth, all of these things, even the corona pandemic, all of these things, they affect economy of a country on a huge level. And therefore biological economics is a field, it's a blooming field where one can study the impact of biological phenomenon on the economy of a country. Okay, so this is a very blooming field, and people, the career, this career is a very new, and there are a lot of chances, there are a lot of scopes in this career also. So finally, I would like to conclude that biological science is just like any other field of science, which is based on logic, rational, systematics, and scientific evidence or proofs. Do not fear it, but make it your passion. Passion develops by nurturing interest. And once you make it your passion, you will enjoy making a career out of it. If you can't make it your passion, you will run here and there, and you will not get satisfied with any of the career option that I showed to you. So thank you, and you should respect the microbiome that you have in your body. Thank you.
Well, thank you. Thank you, the
Excuse me,
speakers.
sir.
Thank you, Dr. Kamble.
Can
Thank you to Dr. Dhankar. And also, I extend my heartfelt thanks to all the participants, students, parents, teachers, faculty members, internal, external colleagues who have joined this session very carefully. You know, dear friends, this session, as I said in the beginning, this series, complete series, we have designed to navigate our young and ignited mind, our students who are in a school, high school, or a +2, or maybe in a undergraduate classes, BSc or MSc, wheresoever. So that's why if you have this complete series, you will find there are 9 sessions. So today is the second session, and he focused, Dr. Kamble and Dr. Dhankar focused on biological aspect, biological sciences, career prospect, and what we do in a biological science, etc. So I appeal to all the students also to attend all other sessions which will be next days. Like for example, on a Friday, we will have a session on a nanotechnology, and there are 2 very learned faculty members. They will give a talk just like today and let you know about the intriguing world of a nanotechnology, how nanotechnology made impact on societal progress, and how it is going further, and how you will have a career prospect, career opportunities in the field of nanotechnology, because nanotechnology is also a very large field. You know, it is just an interdisciplinary kind of the subject, where physics, mathematics, chemistry, biological sciences, environmental sciences, geology, or engineering like mechanical, electrical, electronics, everything was there. You know, so all these sessions are really very much important, and you should, as I appeal to all of you to attend all this session as you have done this. I'm really very much happy that all the student participants, they have listened very carefully, very patiently, you know, and that is our motivation to inspire, navigate our students for this noble cause of education. You know, once Nelson Mandela told that that was actually the age of the nuclear war between US and former USSR, Russia, and they were trying to kill each other. And then someone asked to Nelson Mandela, a journalist, that what is the biggest, more dangerous, devastating, or best, say, weapon? And Nelson Mandela, I hope you might be knowing about the Nelson Mandela. He was a freedom fighter, just passed away a few years ago at the age of 100. So Nelson Mandela replied that it is a one and only education that is much more powerful tool, powerful weapon that can change the life of people on this surface. And I'm sure you all must agree with the Nelson Mandela. It is one and only education that changes our life. We attain the enlightenment, we attain the happiness, we attain the progress, and so on. You know, so as my colleagues said, both of my colleagues, they have give you the very good account of biological science and prospect. So therefore, if you have any question, we are open the session for 5 to 7 minutes. If you have any question, we are able to answer. So just write on the chat box or unmute the mic, or if not, then maybe I ask Dr. Renu Chaudhary. Dr. Chaudhary.
Yes, sir.
Do you think, is there any question unanswered in the chat box?
Yes, sir. Sir, there was a question.
So maybe you can just one after another read the question and we will try to answer related to the career prospects.
What are the opportunities in the microbiology in research field? And what are the criteria to do masters in astromicrobiology?
So, Sangamitra, you can call me at 97. My number I am giving you, so that we can discuss this in detail. It's a very broad topic, and we can't discuss in a few minutes.
Okay.
So there was
good.
one more question which was raised by Shiva Tomar. He wants to know about the DBS and ICMR exams.
Which exams?
DBS and ICMR exams.
Yeah. Dr. Renu ma'am, I would like to give the answer of this question.
Dr. Dhankar, go on.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Actually, not only DBT, DST, and ICMR. Actually, there are many other exams also, which at yearly basis or half-yearly basis is conducted by Indian national institutions such as CSIR NET and ARS ICAR. Actually, all these exams are related to some after some student can any student want to do master in higher institutions or want to get their own fellowship, can participate in these entrance exam. So ICMR, this is held yearly by the ICMR, and if a student can give this entrance exam after post graduation. So after qualifying this exam, they can get their own fellowship and they can start their own PhD with the help of this fellowship.
Okay, thank you, Doctor. Thank you, Dr. Dhankar. And Dr. Renu Chaudhary, is there any?
Yes, sir, one more question. Yes, sir, one more question is there. This question from Aisha Kuzur. What are the main subjects to be focused in MSc Microbiology?
BSc Microbiology. Okay. So Aisha, there are many subjects. Microbiology, BSc Microbiology does not only contain microbiology. It also contains cell biology, biochemistry, as I said in my slide also. So it's the study of everything but linked to microbiology. So microbial biochemistry, microbial genetics, immunology, medical microbiology, etc., etc. Okay. For more information, for more information, you can call me on my number. I can give you extra information also.
Right.
Thank you, sir.
That's good. So thank you, Dr. Kamble. And Dr. Chaudhary, any more question?
No more questions, sir.
Okay. So I think we are also running sort of time. It is going to 1.5 hours instead of 1. So yeah, the next session, as I said, next session is on lucrative career prospects in nanotechnology, and the speakers are Dr. Negi and Dr. Talukedar. Both are the associate and assistant professor at the Department of Physics and Chemistry. They are both are expert in the field of nanotechnology. So I do hope that all our students please also encourage your colleagues, your friends, parents who have a curiosity about the academic procedures, academic activities, or whatsoever related to the teaching and research, so that all can get benefited from the thoughts of learned professors. So this is our third session. We'll conduct on Friday. And further, as we always said, that we are firmly committed to set you as an industry-ready professionals of a new knowledge age and provide you the environment to nurture your innovative and creative genius in you during your studies at this prestigious university. So if you have any curiosity related to the admission or a course or a subject, as you have asked to Dr. Kamble, Dr. Dhankar, we have already given the telephone number. Dr. Naresh Sharma has shared the Facebook link. You can also visit the Facebook link, share our post flyers, and activities, and also I'm sure some of my faculty have shared the school homepage, the SOBAS homepage at GD Goenka University. There you can just explore the possibilities. All the informations are available on our homepage. Even though if you need any kind of a rectification, you can please call us. Our faculty, we all are committed to help you. Thank you so much indeed. With these words, we are going to close this session. God bless you and your parent. Thank you so much. Thank you, Dr. Kamble, Dr. Dhankar, Dr.
Thank you, sir.
Sethi, Dr. Deepika, and all other faculty members, Dr. Renu Chaudhary. I wish you a nice and wonderful evening. Thank you. Take care.
Thank you, sir. Thanks a lot.
Thank you,
Thank you,
students.
everyone.
Thank you,
Yeah.
all participants.
Yeah.
Thank you, participants. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.